a list of stars that never ends. You're our guest in the front row. Now it's time to start the show. Branson Webcast Show, interviews with folks you know. Come along and join the fun. In our books, you're #1.
From the live entertainment capital of the world, you're listening to BransonWebcast.com with your hosts, Hamner and Barber.
It's not TV or radio, just one click, download the show. Grab some coffee, take your seat. We've got friends you'd like to meet. Branson Webcast Show, Hamner, Barber, here we go. Laugh along and have some fun. It's a show for everyone.
One of them plays with birds, and the other makes a sassy Chihuahua talk. Here's Dave Hamner and Jim Barber.
Well, thank you, Craig Burnett, and welcome to the webcast, everybody. And I've got a very special guest here, Patty Davidson, a ventriloquist friend of mine who's been working here in Branson for many years.
Yes.
And good to have you on the webcast. You're our very first ventriloquist guest on the webcast.
Oh, I am honored.
I wouldn't have had anybody else.
All the competition out there.
Well, I tell you, there, you've been
there is in Branson.
There's quite a few ventriloquists here in Branson,
yeah.
and you're one of them.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Well, welcome to our show.
Thank
right now
you.
You're at the Dalena Ditto Show. I was going to
Yes.
say the Patty Davidson Show.
Well,
That wouldn't go over.
Well, it's the Dalena Ditto Show, and tell us when your show is.
It is at 10 a.m. in the morning. She is not open on Fridays and Mondays right now.
Okay.
Yes, and I am there on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays.
Right, and Harley Worth It, who has been on the webcast,
Yes.
does the weekends
Yes.
for the comedy part of the show.
That's right.
Okay, he's a little he's not right, is he?
No, he's a little off.
Yeah,
He is.
Or maybe a lot off.
He was off here with us. It earned him a PG rating on our webcast.
Yes, yeah. Normally these are all G-rated. So anyway, you originally came from Kansas, is that right?
Yes.
You grew up in Kansas?
Mm-hmm. Russell, Kansas is my hometown.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And I came to Branson in 1986.
Now, you were Kansas Miss Teen back there, weren't you?
Yes, a long time ago.
A few
when
years.
I was a teen.
A couple of
Yeah,
years
that was
ago.
at least 3 years ago. Right?
Yeah.
And how did you start in ventriloquism?
Well, a guy by the name of Grover Rui would visit us at our assemblies. Did you know Grover?
I know Grover Rui. He was the
Yeah?
very first ventriloquist I ever saw
Me
perform
too.
live.
Me too.
Is that right?
Yeah, and he came twice, 2 years in a row.
Yes.
And then I'd seen one in the Christmas catalog, and that made me want to get one. So
Well, I met Grover Rui in 1976, and he came to my hometown, and I stuck around backstage, and I said, I'm a ventriloquist too, I'd like to meet you. And he shook out his hand to shake my hand, and he's missing most of the fingers on his right hand.
I didn't know that.
He lost them in an accident, and so he started ventriloquism because he could hide his hand inside the dummy.
I didn't know that.
And he operated the dummy with the little digits on his fingers.
Isn't that something?
But he was a great ventriloquist. He really had a good act, I thought, and he inspired me a lot. And
Small
obviously
world.
you do. It is
Dalena's
small.
dad booked him because
Really?
her dad would book the school shows.
Yes.
And so he was a booking agent for him at one
His
point.
his character's name was Sunshine.
Yes.
Grover Rui and Sunshine.
Yes, and there was
Yes.
an old man, wasn't he, with kind of stubble?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. That's amazing. See, folks, we
About
learn
that.
things right here on the webcast we didn't know.
We'll talk later.
Yeah. So what brought you to Branson?
Work.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
Not
actually.
vacation?
My husband was still in law school and did not have a job. He was going to be graduating, and there was potential work for me, and we had a new baby. So our oldest, she's 22 now, but she was 8 weeks old when I came to Branson.
And this is the daughter that was just married
Yes,
recently?
she got married in October.
Oh.
So,
And
you have two
Was that the
sons.
Box Car Willie show that brought you to Branson?
no, it was the Campbell's. I'm trying to think what they called the theater. The Campbell's Jubilee.
Soup Can? Oh, Campbell's Jubilee, I think it was.
Campbell's
yes.
Jubilee, and it's burnt down since that time. But that was the theater at the time, and they were trying to start afternoon shows.
Wow.
And so I was doing a 4 o'clock show. But when I first started, we would do Friday and Saturday nights with. Do you know the Wilhites?
Yes.
Marty
yes.
Wilhite,
And Larry
yeah.
yes.
They were the noblemen, and Jeff.
Yes.
And so they were the noblemen, and I performed in that show with them.
Wow. I didn't know that one.
So yeah, I would commute on Thursdays with Jessica because I was nursing her. We would stop halfway and come here and rehearse.
And you have 2 boys too, right?
I have 2 girls and 3 boys.
3 boys. Oh, and they're great athletes. So one of them's
well,
very
thanks.
tall and
Yeah.
long jumps and a great high jumper.
Yeah,
So.
David.
David.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
I have Jessica's my oldest, and then Angela. She's a sophomore in college. She plays softball at UCM.
Wow.
And Jessica is my oldest is a shot putter and
I
hammer
like-
thrower.
I did the shot put.
So they didn't want to go into the ventriloquism as a career, huh?
Well, good for them. So at
Oh.
least, were you an athlete too?
Yes, I was. I was a shot putter also.
There you go.
And a runner, and I ran too.
Well, good.
But so, yeah, they keep us busy.
Now, back in a few years back, it was in the year 2000. I can remember you came in and filled in a week at the Remington Theater for
Yes.
Magic of the Night, and that's where we kind of got to know each other.
Yes.
And you did a heck of a job. I thought
Thank
you
you.
were so good. The audiences loved you. The characters came to life, and you just did a wonderful job. But we had a good time backstage talking about
Yes.
things. And
Yes, and it must have gone well because you're still here. You're still around.
yes, I'm right, and so are you. We're all here.
Yeah. Permanently.
And you worked many years with the great Box Car Willie. And
Yeah.
do you have any favorite memories of working with Box Car?
Oh gosh, Box was a character. The people loved him. He just
Yeah.
if you know Box, if knew Box, he was the same on stage as he was off. He was a very, very good man, and he was good to my children. That my biggest memory, because I'm a mom, was that he had them in his Christmas show, and he really didn't like Christmas. We did 8 shows. That was it.
That's why he didn't like
He didn't like to do a Christmas show per se. You mean?
Yes, he didn't like the commercialism of Christmas.
Oh, well, yeah.
I don't know that he didn't like Christmas, but all the commercialism of it. So
Too many boxes, probably.
really,
When your name is Box, you don't want any more boxes.
yeah,
around.
really. Open this box.
Yes, and back in those days, there weren't as many theaters or as many shows in
No.
Branson as there are now. So you probably were playing to full houses all the time.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, his theater held 800 people. It was always full.
Wow.
Always full. And then I worked, do you know Jeff Brandt?
Yes.
He is over with RFD now. He's come back into
With
town.
the Penny Gilly show.
Yes,
right?
with the Penny. And he and I did a 11 o'clock floor show. This was just before I worked with Box Car over at what's now Club Vegas. It used to be called Club Celebrity
Yes.
at that time. And he and I would do 11 o'clock floor show and the bumper to bumper traffic, and
Yeah.
it would be packed, sitting room only, and it was fun. We had a great time.
Yeah.
He's so good at it. What do I say?
Impersonations.
That's it.
That's it.
Impersonation.
That's easy for you to say.
Yes, but he's with Penny Gilly now, right? They're
Yes.
doing sharing this time at the RFD TV. That's a nice theater up the road here. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I tell you, Patty's not only one of the technically greatest ventriloquists in the country.
Thank you.
But you're one of the few women ventriloquists who have been doing this for a living. Sherry Lewis was my favorite ventriloquist of all time, and I think she was one of the greatest ever. But there aren't a lot of women ventriloquists. You could probably count them all on one hand, maybe, that are working professionally. But you've done Lynn Trefsker, another good friend. She's
Judy.
great. Judy Bush, yes, and Liz Von Sagan.
Yeah. Is Liz still performing?
She's not performing professionally, I don't believe now,
Okay.
but she does some training and teaching.
She started a lot of good
teaching.
things.
Yes, she did. Yeah. And
One Way Street.
One Way Street is a great, the largest supplier of Christian puppetry, and they put on conventions and things around the world. In fact, we're going to be having later this year a blacklight puppetry concert here at our theater. Just a one-night special, and we'll be talking about that more when it's closer to that event.
And you know what? That says a lot about you guys too, that you guys help people out and let
Well,
them come in and.
We've been there. We're there now. We're all we're.
These guys are awesome.
There is no peak to your career as far as I'm concerned. You just keep doing, and you try to do new things, and you never stop. You just keep going and have fun along the way, right?
You've added some new characters to your act too. You got a pink ostrich, is it?
Her name's Luna. She's a red hat.
Luna.
Yes, a red
she's
hat.
a red hat ostrich.
Yeah. I'm not using her right now, but she is a new character.
Okay, yeah.
She's a lot of fun.
I think I've seen her.
She's almost
walking around
she's
somewhere.
almost as tall as me.
Oh yeah.
Now you're famous. Your most what do I say? The character that you've been using throughout your career is it Sally?
No, Lucy.
Lucy.
That's right. Sally ran away. I'm sorry.
Charlie Brown and
It's either
Lucy.
Susie or Sally, or it's like, no, it's Lucy.
We'll edit that part out. No, we don't do any editing on the webcast.
I've got
Lucy.
her down
Oh, that's
here.
what I meant to say.
She was.
I'm hearing a noise down here.
Yeah.
Well, what's she doing down here?
She's
Wait a
messing
minute.
around.
Oh my gosh.
We're knocking stuff down.
She's
down
hanging
here,
out with
ain't she?
She's down here with Sally.
Chico
What are you doing
Pete.
down there?
with Chico Pete.
Watch it.
Oh, looky here, folks.
Oh, hi. Oh my goodness.
Oh, she is pretty cute.
Hey, Lucy.
You're magic.
Lucy.
How you doing, Jim?
I'm great. I'm sorry. I think I had your name a little mixed up there. Has anyone ever done that before?
Never.
Never, ever mixed your name up?
And I'm not telling the truth either. Yeah, they do it all the time.
Oh, do they? Now, what's it like working with a dummy? I mean, what's it like working
You know,
with
you
Patty?
get them trained once you get, you work with them long enough and you kind of get them trained. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like performing on the Dalena Ditto Show?
Oh, I love it. They've got some stud muffins over there, let me tell you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how old are you?
How old are you?
Well, I think I've got a few years on you.
Yeah, you do, bucko. Should never ask a woman her age, though,
Why is that?
because we don't want to tell you.
Do you sing in the show?
I do, yeah.
You
We
do?
sing together.
She sings the best of all of us.
Well,
she
thank
does.
you. Yeah, dude.
Could you?
Leasing the I've been everywhere with Dan.
Oh,
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
like to sing?
I used to.
Yeah.
Not as much as I used to. But could you do a little a cappella thing for us?
You get a line, I get told, honey, honey. You get a line, I get told, babe. You get a line, I get told, all down the crowded hole, honey. You're paid tonight. How's that?
That was very good. She's kind of got that yodeling
Got a
thing.
little
Oh
twang
yeah,
there.
I do
yeah.
a little yodeling.
You do? Let's hear
This
it.
isn't good. She's got a cold.
Oh, you got a cold today. Oh.
No, Patty does.
Wait.
So when Patty has a cold, that affects your voice, huh?
Oh, you bet you. You know how it works, Jim.
Yeah, I do know how it
Don't
works.
play dumb.
Okay. I'm good at it, though, aren't I?
You said it, not me.
Thank you, Sally. Yeah, I mean, Lucy.
Yeah, all right. Mr. Neighbors.
Well,
Well-
where's one of your characters?
It's right there. It's Dave.
I'm that character.
I've been doing his voice the whole time.
Exactly.
Well, we'll have to get Lucy and some of my characters together sometime.
That would
and
be fun.
Maybe they could host their own webcast.
We could have
sometime.
a voice off.
There
Yeah,
you go.
a little
That
puppet
would be-
fest or something here. I just can't stop looking at you. You've something about your eyes.
They never close.
No, they don't.
Don't you want to blink every once in a blue moon?
You know, it doesn't bother me at all.
Wow. That's kind of.
Now, do you share a suitcase with anyone else?
Must we get into this?
That's a little personal.
This is rated
isn't
G,
it?
isn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. So we don't go there, do we?
We have another character that I work with, Dan.
Dan. Oh, that's right, Dan.
Yes.
And what is Dan?
Dan is actually a professional ventriloquist figure with the movable eyes and the eyebrows and John Arvidas. Do you remember John
Yes,
Arvidas?
I know John.
He made him.
Very good. John
So-
makes some really great characters.
I don't know what John's doing now, but
Well, the last time I talked to him, he was in Chicago, and that's all I know. So,
He's been there his whole life.
John, if you're watching this, we need to hear from you soon. So,
What was your first character that you? Is it you said you when you were a child?
yeah.
you-
And actually, my character, my right hand side, my right hand guy is Dan, and
Okay.
used to be called Danny because it came from Danny O'Day.
Yeah. Has a little curl here. The little curl.
Yeah, yep, the little plastic.
Yeah.
And then I graduated up to the one that just had the hole in the back with the string out of the neck.
Yeah.
And then graduated to a Mayher figure,
yes.
and then the current figure that I have now, Dan.
So you were doing this in high school then?
Actually, I learned how to do ventriloquism in elementary school.
Oh.
Long time ago.
Now, did you perform at your like high school talent shows and things like that?
I think I did one time, but I didn't do it a lot at school. I did it for the civic clubs and whatnot,
Right.
and then I got involved in the pageants after high school, and then that's where
Well, what's coming up in the future? Your kids are growing up. They're starting
Yeah.
to leave.
They're
the
getting
nest.
married.
They graduated from college now, and your husband Matt has had a great, successful career also as
Yes.
an attorney. And tell us, he was the county prosecutor.
Yes, he's the
correct?
prosecuting attorney in
Matt
Stone
Selby.
County.
Yes.
We're in Taney County here.
So we'll try not to get in trouble. I live in
Yeah.
Stone County.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So I'll try to make sure I
You stay on the straight and narrow there.
That's
Dot
right.
my I's and cross my T's.
They'll lock you up with the puppets or something.
Ooh, it could be a
Could be fun.
torturous thing.
You'll become a puppet.
I'll pull some strings.
Yeah. So are you gonna be focusing more on your performing, or what do you got
I
coming
think,
up?
yeah, I think I'm going to try to actually do a little bit more traveling. So I haven't done a lot of traveling because of the children, and they're getting older. Our youngest is 13, so
Yes.
I think I will try to do a little bit more.
Well,
You decided to stay put, and I decided to travel.
well, I love Branson because I can go home to my own bed every night.
That's
you
it.
know, but,
That's right.
But it's always greener on the other side of the fence, you know. So
Yeah.
if you've got a desire in your heart to try something, I say go for it and
Yeah.
make your dreams come true. You know.
I don't have a desire to do a lot of performing. Just some outside.
So it's
you know.
working out really well then right now. It's
Branson
exactly
has
what you
been
want.
so awesome for me because I could still be a mom.
But you've
and
been good for
perform.
Branson too.
Oh,
so.
thank you.
Yes,
a
and
wonderful job out
Thank
here.
you.
I've only heard great
Yes.
compliments about you and about your act, and
Thank you.
and so we're
We'll
thrilled.
have to come back.
Yeah, you'll have to come back.
You're welcome anytime.
This is nice.
And you
Yeah.
can bring Sally or Lucy.
Lucy.
I know.
Lucy, sorry. I don't know who Sally is. Anyway, well, thank you, Lucy.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
And thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching.
You've been listening to BransonWebcast.com with your hosts Dave Hamner and Jim Barber. Join us next time for more interviews, music, and fun from Branson, Missouri.
Y'all come back and hear us soon. Hope you liked our little tune. Next time on the internet, we'll have new friends you haven't met. Branson Webcast Show, spread the word to all you know. On the web and having fun, it's the show for everyone.
This is your announcer, Craig Burnett, saying thanks for joining us and come back real soon for more fun at BransonWebcast.com.